What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Pac-12 football channel. All right, we have shown you the 2020 schedule for the Utah Utes. Now we're going to give you their projected record for this upcoming season. This is not a prediction from us. It's simply a projection based on the percentages, conservative percentages that we have for each game. Utah's really tough to figure out because the Pac-12 is already tough to figure out because everyone seems to beat everyone. But then you have a team like Utah where they lost so much. This is definitely one where I don't feel very confident about this projection, and I'm not going to feel very confident on my predictions for this team either because it's just tough. But this is the scale we're using. The green are going to be 99% games where I think Utah will be favored by 20-plus points, 80% games where they're going to be double-digit favorites, 60% is a game that Utah's going to be favored by about a touchdown, 6, 7, 8 points, somewhere in there. And then you got your 50-50 games. Those are the games that are going to be 5 points or less as far as the spread goes. And there are plenty of those, and there are going to be plenty of those in the Pac-12. Again, that's why these projections are going to be pretty conservative. But we do have one 99% game for Utah. That's Montana State. FCS opponent, I think Utah should be able to roll in that one, even with all the question marks that they have, all the new faces that they'll have. And then we also have Wyoming on there. That's an 80% game for me. I think Utah will be favored by double digits. It's a group of 5 team, but it is on the road, and it's early in the season. Most non-conference games, of course, are. But that's a game that I think could be somewhat close. It's not going to be a real close game. It could be interesting for a little while. So we'll put that in the blue. And then we've got the games where I think Utah will be favored, but not by much. We're going to say about a touchdown. Arizona, still I think Utah is a little bit ahead of Arizona as going into this season, and the game's at home. So those two things going together for Utah, that's why. If this game was at Arizona, it'd probably be a 50-50 game. Same thing with Oregon State. If that game was on the road, it probably would be more in that 50-50 category. But Oregon State, they lost a good bit from last year as well. So those two games, I think, definitely Utah should be favored by at least a touchdown. And then Colorado, to me, is going to be the worst team in the Pac-12 this year. I know that game's on the road, but still Utah should be able to take care of business. Colorado is a program that's struggling a little bit right now. So those are the games that they're favored in. USC is the only game I'm going to say that Utah is a clear underdog, and not a huge underdog. We're putting them in that 40% range. That's, again, I'm going to put USC as about a touchdown favorite in that matchup. I think USC is going to be pretty good this year. And you look at what they have coming back. So I know that game's at home, and if USC doesn't live up to those expectations, you could probably put that in the 50-50 category. But I'm going to go ahead and go 40% on that game. And that leaves you with 6 more games. 6 games. Half of the games on this schedule, in my opinion, are 50-50 games for Utah. And like I said, that's how it is in the Pac-12. You've got BYU, a team that should be able to put up a good fight against Utah. Of course, the rivalry there. BYU is going to have more experience coming back than Utah. So who knows? Maybe that's a game that I probably would favor Utah, but not by much. Again, that one could go either way. Cal's a game where I'd probably favor Cal right now. But it's close enough that we'll call that a 50-50 game. Washington State's a game that I probably would favor Utah. But it's close, and we really don't know much about Washington State either with Mike Leach gone. That's close. That's close to being in that 60% range instead of the 50-50 range. And then Washington is a game that I probably favor I favor Washington. UCLA, Arizona State, those really are 50-50 games. Those are the games that I think could go either way and are tough to even pick a favorite in right now. I guess I would probably lean Arizona State, especially with that game on the road. Arizona State, I think, could be the second best team in the South. Utah, I think, is in that running, though. Again, this is a team that we just don't know a whole lot. We don't know how good they're going to be. They usually are able to reload pretty well. But the projected record for Utah is 7-5. Again, we're giving them wins in the green and blue, so 2 wins here. But it doesn't matter if it's 99 or 80%. That's counted as a win. And then we average the rest of these out. And the projection for Utah comes out to be 7-5. I think that's pretty fair. You look at where they were last year. I know that's a step back, but it's you're expecting a step back when this team, especially defensively, loses what they lose, and they lost their top rusher, lose their starting quarterback. I mean, there are a lot of question marks for this Utah team. I think if they go 7-5, that's still a pretty successful season. as again, I think this could be a little bit of a rebuilding year for the Utes. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.